Rally Wairarapa in a moment. First looking at World Rally news, and Sebastian Loeb won the WRC Rally of Japan. Marcus Gronholm was close but not close enough. Loeb 33 points clear in the championship. Loeb's win was the 27th of his career. It is a record, and it's a record, he says, is a bit like Michael Schumacher's in that it is one people will keep in mind. Jeff Judd had a podium finish in the Canterbury round of the Rally Extreme Series. That was in the Ashley Forest. And Waiuku's Stumpy Holmes competed in the Japanese round of the WRC, finishing 52nd. The chance to compete was a dream come true. And 52nd, not too bad, considering he had 4 punctures and they were the roughest roads he'd ever driven on. And that would be the exact opposite of the roads for Rally Wairarapa. Great for the drivers. Richard Mason going into round 5 of the New Zealand Rally Championship with a last chance to claim the title, as he'll be in China when the final round is run in a couple of weeks.
These tough, twisty roads have the last say. It's the hunt for a champion in the Parker NZ New Zealand Rally Championship in association with Vantage Aluminium Joinery. He's the hometown hero, and the pressure was on for a rally win to secure Richard Mason's 2nd New Zealand title.
We can't go jeopardising winning the championship because this is our last round, so we have to make sure that we collect enough points here to do the job. And if it means that we can't win the rally because we're having to drive conservatively, then so be it.
Sam Murray was still clinging to 2nd place, but would have to rely on a non-finish by Mason to be in with a chance.
Yeah, it's not sort of where we were 3 rallies ago, that's for sure, but, obviously not a great run at the rally sprint in Whangarei, and then far from good couple of good days at Hawke's Bay hasn't been that kind to us, but a good run here. We really do need to have a good solid run here and get some points.
Brett Martin had found new funding to stay in the chase.
I suppose everything's starting to come together now. The cars, Jeff Dargold's done a fantastic job with tuning the car, and it's going really well, and we're just getting a lot more confident with it, and we've just changed our notes a little bit, and that seems to be helping as well.
But Emma Gilmore arrived at Masterton straight off a plane from her WRC adventure, having competed in Germany and Finland.
Because we're in a different car, it'll be different when we get back into the Subaru this weekend, but I think doing that many events has still got to be good just for your driver speed and everything, so I'm sure it will help. In some ways, having done Rally New Zealand here, you're used to the whole doing the WRC event, but the spectators is probably the biggest thing that it takes a bit to get used to, especially in Germany. It was just masses of spectators, and the same again in Finland. But the thing is that we're running near the back of the field, so it's not, you're not really the draw card or anything. So, but it was an amazing experience. But, it makes me realise that we have a fantastic championship here as well, and we have the best roads in the world. Definitely, can't take that away from us. So, and we're also very competitive here, so I think we've got a lot to be proud of.
So 6 stages to complete on day 1. Let's check them out with the Vantage Stage Preview.
Saturday morning we head north from Masterton to the area of Whangaroa to do 6 stages. The stages up there are very tight and twisty, and some big drops, very narrow, and there seems to be lots of gravel on them. The feature stage of the day is the 45-kilometre long one. It will be a real challenge. It starts off quite fast, and then it gets really tight and twisty in the middle section, and then opens out again to the finish. It should be a blast.
The opening stage, Hotoeka Road, was 18.7 k's, and once again, thick gravel in places slowed the leading cars. As champion and the current leader, Richard Mason has the number 1 and runs first on the road. The yellow door banner signifies his points lead.
4, 3, 2, 1. Go, 4 left plus opens.
I'm joined again by Roger Davis, and Roger, thick gravel again on these stages.
Yes, well, this has definitely plagued the Rally Championship this year. A lot of gravel, but I don't know if it would bother them this much for this rally because the roads are a little bit wet, so it's probably not going to be as bad as Hawke's Bay. Bit of concentration there with Richard as we watch these shots.
Chris West next up. His aim for the rest of the season has been to win as many rounds as possible and hope that Mason has a problem. The championship may seem lost, but while a chance remains, his determination is there for all to see.
boundary right.
Well, Chris West will be a determined man on this rally. He really wants to beat Richard Mason on his home ground, and you can see there he's got a fair bit of speed. He's really on a charge through here. And just look at the momentum he's carrying through these corners here. And the roads here at Wairarapa, nice wide flowing roads. Oh, Chris has just hit the bridge there. I hope that's not going to cause problems later on.
Sam Murray, another man with a chance at the title if Mason falters.
A short 5 left into a 5 right.
Already with Sam, number 3 on the road, we can actually see a line being formed on the road.
30, 4 left minus.
Emma Gilmore next, but the question is, will the jet lag affect her performance? Brett Martin is third in the points. Watch out for his improved form here. And after a stage win at Hawke's Bay, can Dean Sumner challenge the leaders? To see the effect of the thick gravel, look at the road condition with Dylan Turner running 9th on the road.
Well, Darcy, you can see a positive line form there. It's almost like driving on a highway. Now, it's still a little bit wet underneath, so the advantage wouldn't be as great as it was up north.
The question was, who would set the pace? The answer, quite clearly, Chris West, with Sam Murray just 0.4 of a second behind. Mason down in 7th, and Gilmore may be suffering 16 seconds off the pace. Stage 2, Rimu Road, is a 9.2k sprint over a twisty road with hard-packed gravel. Stage 3, Waihoki Valley, is 20 k's of fast and flowing road, but it does have several tar seal sections. Richard Mason first through again, and looks like he's fighting with the car in the twisty section.
One of his biggest problems is a lot of gravel on the road there. He's just looking down at something there. I hope he hasn't got a problem. You can see Richard going through this section here. Nice gravel section. Then you go under the trees and it's very slippery underneath. You can see there the road will be very slippery. You've got to be careful through this section.
Tried some different suspension this morning and it doesn't work at all. So the car's been all over the show and difficult to drive. So at service we'll change the suspension back to what we had and I'm sure it'll be nice.
West is next, but remember, he hit the bridge in stage 1. How much damage has that done?
Well, that could have done quite a bit of damage because he hit it fairly hard. If you just look at that shot there, you saw the left rear wheel doing a bit of steering itself. So Chris will know this will be a handful, this car. You can see he's struggling with the wheel here.
7 left minus over finish 30, 7 right plus 30, 4 right minus.
His time, 6 minutes 32.9, slower than Mason.
No, we hit a bridge on that first one halfway through and it's broken the suspension trailing arms. So I've tied them up and done the best I can, so we just got to get through here and we can fix it.
Brett Martin's next through, and his time of 6 minutes 26.6, the stage winning time, but not fast enough to take the rally lead. That honour would go to Sam Murray, who was 3 seconds slower than Martin on the stage, but combine this with a stage 1 time, he would take the lead by 3.1 seconds over West. On stage 3, though, Murray dropped back in time, just 3rd fastest through the stage, and so would relinquish his short-lived lead.
Darcy, he's running a 195 tyre through these stages. That might have been the secret for him, having fast times.
Into a long 4 right to tighten.
Richard Mason won the stage and slipped in front of Murray by just 0.3 of a second. Brett Martin continued to pressure and was now 6 seconds away from Murray in 3rd. But Chris West lost more time on the stage, running on a patched-up rear suspension. He was now 4th, 11 seconds off the lead.
5 left minus keep in.
And Chris really has to concentrate hard here because that car will have its own mind at the moment.
Dean Sumner held 5th, but was now 23 seconds off the leader's pace. Emma Gilmore another 4 seconds back in 6th. Taylor, once again the leading rookie in 7th. His main competition was coming from fellow rookie Hayden Paddon, who was just 1.8 seconds behind in 8th. Glenn Smith was in 9th position, now 53 seconds off the pace of the leaders.
4 right minors, don't cut exit, short.
And Dylan Turner in 10th, lucky to escape here.
I don't know, maybe Dylan's actually showing off because he's got a camera in the car, but he was very lucky there.
5 left, 30, 4 left, don't cut, 30, 4 left minors, don't cut.
So after 3 stages, Richard Mason is in the lead, but only just. Chris West with his work cut out to win the day, but encouraging signs for Sam Murray, who seems to be back on the pace which he had at the season start.
Just a matter of really trying to keep on the pace and get the car a little bit better and just really sort of try and press on.
Do you think road position will come into play for this big long stage?
Yeah, I think it will. You know, it did last year. There was a lot of gravel on it, and at that second stage this morning, there was a lot of gravel on some of the cars further back. Done good time, so I think it will. You know, 44 Ks, it has to make a small effect.
A suspension change for Richard Mason at service in an effort to improve the car's performance.
We were trying some different stuff and thought it was a good time to try some new suspension, but it didn't quite work out the way we thought it would, so a little bit frustrating, and now we've gone back to our old setup. We should be right.
And apart from a slow first stage, Brett Martin was again showing the benefit of improvements made to his Evo 9 Mitsubishi.
Yeah, the first stage didn't start off too well for us. It's just, I suppose I didn't feel very comfortable in there, and then so we sort of tried for a bit harder for the second stage and come out with a pretty good time, and just tried to keep it smooth and tidy for the last one.
Second stage, you actually won the stage again.
Yep, yeah, the car's getting seems to have a lot of potential now, and Jeff Argyle seems to be tuning it, and it's just going so well.
But at the Winger Subaru service, plenty of work for West and the team to get back in the race.
It's no big issue. It's it's just broken a rear trailing arm, so got a lateral link. So once they've fixed that, they can put a wheel on it, and we'll be back to where we were this morning.
Just finally, Chris, road conditions.
It's a little bit hard to tell with the damage we had driving those 3 stages, but yeah, before we did that, the car felt really good, and I think the roads are in pretty good condition.
Coming up, the 2-wheel drive terrors of the Kiwi 2 class on the roads of Wairarapa. Welcome back to the Parker NZ New Zealand Rally Championship in association with Vantage Aluminium Joinery. In the battle for 2-wheel drive Kiwi 2 class, Glenn Inkster made a promising start to lead by stage 1. But it was championship leader Aaron Cook who took the lead on 2 and 3. James Holder moved past Inkster as well to be in second at the service in his Toyota. And Dave Strong was in third, although the lack of traction which plagued the car at round 4 was still a problem. And veteran campaigner Reg Cook was in 4th. Stages to finish leg 1, starting at Manohara Road, 44.5 Ks. The stage starts smooth and flowing, but becomes tight and twisty after the halfway mark as it climbs the Puketoi range. So have the changes to his suspension helped Richard Mason in his quest to stay in front?
Well, Richard's gone back to the settings that he's very familiar with, the settings he's used all year. And it certainly looks like the car's handling a lot better now than what it was this morning. So he'll definitely be back on the pace.
West is next, and he'll be out to make up for lost time.
He sure will, Darcy. He's lost a lot of time to Richard Mason this morning, so he's got to go for it this afternoon to make any impression. And you can see there he's really trying. Bit of damage on the front of that car on the front right-hand side.
30, long 4 right minus.
And Sam Murray virtually tied with Mason at the break, so how will he respond to the pressure?
Well, this is Sam Murray's big chance. He's never won a championship leg, and this is his chance.
Minus 60, 7 left into a 4 right that tightens.
You just heard him say puncher. So once again, bad luck for Sam Murray.
This is 4 left plus 100.
He'll be bitterly disappointed with this. He's probably going to struggle with his car with the air coming out of the tyre. You can see it there clearly. Puncher on the left front.
5 left minus Titan, and 4 left.
So Murray's challenge is over. What can Mason do to stretch his lead? 31 minutes, 16.5. That's 45 seconds slower than the record.
It's a bit more like it.
Yeah.
5 left minus.
On board now with Chris West.
4 left over finish, into 4 right.
West just a second slower, but it could have been better.
Was it not working, or? No, anti-lag.
50, 5 left.
On board with Sam Murray, and just how much will that time cost him?
4 left, that's finished.
32 minutes, 1.1 second. 44 seconds down on Mason.
Clipped it. Bye-bye.
Just about 8k from the end. Not too sure where it was, but just picked up a puncture in the left front and was down on the rim, and you just couldn't drive. So there's there's the day gone, really.
With Chris West picking up the pace, he moved past Brett Martin to take second. Martin was 10 seconds slower on the stage. Emma Gilmore picked up speed here and moved past Dean Sumner into fifth. Now just 2.6 seconds down on Sam Murray in fourth. Sumner should have had better road conditions, but was only 7th fastest on the stage.
Well, the roads may be swept, but they're still very soft underneath. So therefore, the advantage they had in Hawke's Bay, someone like Dean Sumner, isn't the same here.
Hayden Padden took the rookie lead when Stuart Taylor damaged his suspension. And Glenn Smith was in 7th, ahead of Dylan Turner. Turner was having pace note problems at the end of the long stage.
You're about 8 corners ahead, I think. What's this?
Well, this is a big problem because the co-driver's lost his place in the pace notes. Dylan nearly went off there.
6 left plus, 5 right, 60.
Now, the problem for the co-driver now, as you can see him looking down there, is to get back on the exact place he should be. He can't guess here, because if he guesses, gets the corner wrong, they're in big trouble.
3 left.
Rounding out the top 10. So after 4 stages, the gap from West to Mason is now 12.1 seconds, but Sam Murray drops to 4th. Two stages left to run. Stage 5, Potty Road, a 15-kilometre sprint starts uphill and flowing, finishes downhill and twisty. And stage 6, North Road, 13.65 k's of fast, flowing road, but narrow in places. It finishes with 2k of tarmac. Fast. In the Kiwi 2 battle, Reg Cook overtook Strong to claim 3rd place in his Nissan. James Holder held on to 2nd place, keeping his hopes alive in the championship. And Aaron Cook proved unbeatable, winning the class on 5 of the 6 stages to take another win and increase his championship lead. Brent Taylor finished in the top 10 again.
Well, Brent's definitely making a habit of that. I don't think he's been outside of the top 10 all season. Definitely Mr. Consistent.
Dylan Turner held on to 9th despite a failing differential over the last few stages. Smith was just 8 seconds ahead in 8th, but also trailed 7th place Hayden Paddon by just 4 seconds. Another fine performance from Paddon, though, to take the rookie points lead.
And remember, Darcy, this guy missed Rotorua, so this is a young guy with a big future in rallying.
Dean Sumner had fallen behind the lead group after stage 2, but would finish the leg in 6th. And Emma Gilmore was in 5th. She had lost valuable time at the start of the day, readjusting to the Subaru.
Emma got a little bit wrong there, Darcy. She'd be glad she's back in a four-wheel drive. That could have been a problem in a two-wheel drive.
Sam Murray had to resign himself to 4th. Another chance of a win dashed by bad luck. Brett Martin once again easily the fastest Mitsubishi and another podium, 3rd place. West had been just 12 seconds down on Mason after stage 4. Could he make up that time?
Well, I think it's quite impressive. He was only 12 seconds behind after all his problems this morning. Oh, he's just hooked in the ditch there. Unfortunately, that's just cost him any chance of winning this rally. It's now Richard Mason's rally.
Spin cost West another 18 seconds. He went on to win stage 6, but the damage was done. Mason wins leg 1 of his home rally. In the end, the gap was 30 seconds. Importantly, he is ahead of the other 3 championship contenders and is now just 10 points away from an unassailable lead. First Kiwi 2 and 12th overall for Aaron Cook. A great effort and his championship aspirations are looking good.
Richard Mason won the rally by 29 seconds. What happened to you in the latter part?
Yeah, we were trying, and the car felt really good, but unfortunately we turned around in the same stage that we had problems last year, stage 5. So it has cost us a bit of time today, but hey, that's part of it, and we have a few stages to do tomorrow, and we'll push on and see what we can do.
Playing tomorrow, flat out.
Absolutely, yeah. Considering today we're obviously lucky to be here with the unfortunate situation this morning with the bridge, but we've just plodded on and clawed our way back to 2nd, so we're happy.
Richard, congratulations. Leg 1 is yours, your home rally.
Mate, we couldn't be happier. We didn't really even think we'd be in the position to win the rally today, so to win it is really quite special. It's awesome.
At the midway mark, you were 4th, and obviously you've come back at everybody.
Yeah, I know. I thought, crikey, we'll need to change the suspension, and I knew the car would be right then, but it was time to pull finger. But I don't know. We ended up with about a 30-second lead, so it's incredible, really.
Coming up, can anyone stop Richard Mason from taking the title? Some of the best spectator opportunities in the championship brought a large crowd out on day 2, even Mark Tapper. So let's join Emma Gilmore for the Vantage Aluminium Joinery Stage preview.
Sunday morning we head north to Eketahuna. 6 more stages today, but all short stages, so it'll be a sprint event to the finish. A lot more gravel on the road, but it could be raining, so it shouldn't be such disadvantage.
Stage 7 Dags Road, 15 Ks, fast but narrow start and ends on a fast downhill narrow road. Stage 8 Barton's Line is well known to the locals, 23 kilometres with a spectacular tarmac intersection to please the crowd. Richard Mason is first through, and look at how damp the road is, Roger.
Yes, there's been a little bit of rain in the region over the last few days. Now this will be an advantage for Richard running first on the road, because the road is not cut up. As more and more cars go over it, it'll start to get cut up quite badly.
Mason's time, 9 minutes 26.9, breaking the stage record by 26 seconds.
It was better this time through here than last year, but we were still having a little bit of understeer problems, so I don't think it'll be a big deal though.
Could that be a result from yesterday?
Oh, we changed the wheel alignment last night. I might have made a small mistake with it, but I don't think that it's anything too much to be worried about.
Chris West on a mission. He missed out on victory yesterday by 30 seconds. He would have to win by 30 seconds today to take the Rally Wairarapa title off Mason.
Excellent shots coming out, and you can see if you watch the foot there, he's got the foot flat to the board. It's a far section of the stage.
36 right.
Notice he's going for the left foot on the brake. Now what he's doing there is he's pulling the car and using that brake to pull the car into the turn.
7 left, 80.
West's time, 9:27.6, 1 second slower than Mason.
It was pretty loose in there, but the other guys just said there was the tyres haven't worn, so maybe there's not enough temperature in them.
Sam Murray, another determined effort.
Well, he's fair flying through that corner. Now Sam will be very disappointed from yesterday. He had a great opportunity to win a rally leg, so he's going to be really on it today.
The 6 right past finish. 100.
Murray third fastest, 10 seconds slower than Mason. Brett Martin just 1.4 seconds slower in fourth. And a great start to the day by Hayden Padden, fifth fastest, but 15 seconds down on the leaders. Stage 8 now, Barton's line, and this road is well known to Mason. He'll try to make a break on the field here.
4 right minus. And left. And right. Oh, 4 left minus.
Oopsie.
Keep it going, hun.
Now Richard just seemed to turn in just a fraction too early in there.
And right.
As you can hear with Sarah there, it's very easy for a co-driver to lose concentration with an incident like that.
Yep, 50 long 3 right.
Now they're back on track.
And left.
So approaching the split time, and Roger is joined in the field by Mark Tapper.
Well, we've got Richard Mason coming down to the split point. With me as guest commentator Mark Tapper. You noticed something on Richard's car?
He's got a lot of damage on the left-hand side. He's obviously clipped something there on the way through the stage.
Short, 7 right.
West, now can he make gains here if he stays focused?
3.
Even though these drivers, and particularly Chris West, are driving really hard, he will still notice, he'll see the tyre marks, he'll notice that Richard Mason's been off the road, so that will give him great motivation to win the stage.
Into and 4 left plus.
Some fantastic footwork there with Chris West. Left foot braking again. See, the right goes over on the brake as well. Now, drivers that can master the left foot braking, they use it to pull the car in. They brake with the left foot, pull it into the apex of the turn, makes it nice and smooth.
5 left onto Wooden Bridge. 80. Tarmac.
Now, Mason's split was 4 minutes 34.
Well, we've got Chris West coming into the split. He's 2 seconds faster, Mark.
Yeah, he's obviously made a little bit of time up. Richard lost a bit of time with that damage earlier in the stage there.
Minus room 50.
Sam Murray, currently third, but 10 seconds down. He'll have to really push hard to make that up.
30.
West's time to beat was 4 minutes 32 seconds.
Sam Murray's about 2.8 down on Mason.
He's obviously just suffering a bit. I think that road's starting to cut up a little bit, and it was a good time through there from Westy then.
Brett Martin is next on the road.
Brett Martin coming down the split, 7 seconds down on West.
Yeah, it looks like he's just struggling for traction. That road's cutting up, and they seem to be sliding around on the top now.
Gilmore was sixth going into the stage, so a chance to improve.
Coming down to the split with Emma Gilmore. She's 8 seconds down on Westy on the split.
Yeah, it looks like she might be struggling for traction. I don't know whether she's having a centre diff problem again or something, but she had a spin in the last stage also.
So at stage end, what can Mason do?
Repeat 5 right. 180.
His time, 12 minutes 48.1.
Right.
That's a bit interesting.
Yeah.
So can Chris West take the lead?
120.
The difference, 0.7 of a second. They are tied for the lead. Stage 9 before the day service at Ekatahuna. Central Mangaoni, 15 kilometres open at the start and end, but tight in the middle. And there are some 900 metres of tarmac to tear up the tyres. We've set up the camera at a large shortcut in the road to see what commitment these drivers have.
Well, rally drivers love taking shortcuts. And this is a goodie. He's taken a big cut there.
Plus long tight.
West approaches now.
Well, it's a fantastic road, Darcy. Nice and tight and twisty. Now, what's Chris West going to do? Will he take a big cut as well? He sure does. You probably heard Gary Cowan say just before that on the notes, big cut.
Caution, finish 30, 4 left plus.
So the winner of the stage will be the Day 2 leader. Will it be West or Mason?
100.
Mason does it in 8 minutes 39.5, a new stage record.
7 right minus 200.
Chris West now.
He's just got airborne there, Darcy.
150.
And his time, 1.6 seconds faster. He takes the rally lead. Brett Martin was just 7 seconds slower than West through the stage and moved into third place. Sam Murray will really have to push hard now to stay with the leaders, Roger.
7 right plus 50.
He certainly will. He's going to have to charge very hard through this special stage.
Into a short 5 left minus.
Looks like it could be a little bit slippery there too.
Okay, 56 right.
You notice Robert Ryan, he's a little bit hesitant on the notes through there too.
4 left, don't cut. 3 left, 30, 3 right. 3 left, don't cut. 8 right over small crest. Oops.
That, I think, is that.
Short, sharp and to the point, thank you very much, Sam Murray. So Hayden Padden finds himself in fourth, ahead of Emma Gilmore.
3 right.
But Dylan Turner just about loses it as he passes the stranded Subaru.
8 right over a fast crest 50. 8 right over a fast crest 50. 7 left plus.
So after stage 9, it's West out in front of Mason in the battle for leg 2 of Rally Wairarapa.
Richard, you're hiding a little bit of damage on the front. What happened?
I thought that I could take a corner in fourth gear that I really should have been in third. You know, the note said that it was a third gear corner, and I thought, we can get away with that in fourth, but it wasn't.
Obviously, Richard, it hasn't slowed you down much because West is only about 1.8 seconds ahead of you.
Yeah, that's good, only been a small margin ahead. The next few stages are quite nice, so it'd be nice if we could win the day, but at the end of the day we're here to win the championship, so we'll do what we can.
Richard won the first stage, you've won the 2 since.
Yeah, it's it's close, and like every other event, it's been the same. So it's a pretty big ask for us to try and get 29 seconds back over him. But if we can come out and win the day, then obviously we'll be happy.
Hayden, a good drive this morning. You're up to 4th overall.
Oh, that's good to hear. We made a couple of changes to the car last night, and it's just a totally different car, and it's just really nice to drive and really enjoying it out there.
You're 6 seconds ahead of Emma.
Are we? Well, if we just keep doing what we're doing, there's time to be gained here and there, but otherwise our main priority is to get the finish and get the points for our championships.
It'll Hayden Padden 6 seconds ahead of you, so it's all on.
Yeah, we'll be all on. I think, those further back field will be benefiting from road sweeping, but it'll be on for the next group of stages.
Coming up, 3 stages left at Rally Wairarapa, and how the Kiwi 2 cars fared on day 2. Welcome back to Rally Wairarapa, the penultimate round of the Parker NZ New Zealand Rally Championship. Just 3 stages remain for leg 2. Stage 10, Quarry Road on the outskirts of Ekatahuna, 7.82 Ks and very fast. Stage 11, Mangoranga, 15.2 Ks. It starts fast and flowing, but at the halfway point becomes narrow. And finally, Stage 12, North Road, a repeat of Stage 6, so the intersection may be slippery, and it ends with a very, very fast tarmac stage. So Stage 10, and this is Mason on a countdown to a title.
Richard Mason, he's got 3 stages to go before the championship's his again. So he's obviously going to drive very sensibly. He doesn't have to win any stages. He can lose a minute a stage. So from here, I think we're going to see a little bit of a conservative Richard Mason. The championship is in his hand just about already.
120. 4 left.
A little bit wide coming off there, though.
Hold it, 3 right.
And the bonnet's just flapping a little bit too, obviously from the crash earlier in the day. I hope it doesn't fly up.
150.
Mason's time, 4 minutes 22.6. West now on a mission to at least win the leg. His realistic chance now is to finish second in the championship.
Hasn't been a great season for Chris West, obviously with the disqualification and the engine problem earlier on. But now he's got to win this leg. He can possibly get up to second place in the championship with 1 round to go. Rich is not doing Nelson.
Anti-bag on? No.
Well, that was an interesting request from Chris West. He doesn't want the anti-lag on.
Yeah, 5 right up into 6 left plus long, tightens to 4 left. 50.
West's time, 4 minutes 22.2. So his Leg 2 lead is now 1.7 seconds.
60.
Brett Martin is also in the running for second place in the championship. He's 4.6 seconds down on West through the stage, but retains third place. Hayden Padden is in a real battle with Emma Gilmore now. He's just 0.7 of a second quicker through the stage. But Gilmore's team have made changes to the car in service, and she's now on a charge to claim back fourth.
Well, they made some major suspension setups earlier on in the service. Obviously, the car wasn't handling it too well this morning, but it appears to be okay now.
Dean Sumner is just 5 seconds back behind Gilmore, so there's a fierce battle to be in the top 5.
And it certainly looks like it. Dean Sumner's trying as he comes out of there. Dean's been complaining all day, probably all weekend actually, about the handling of the car. But if you watch it through this section, it seems to be handling okay. You can see Dean coming off that corner slightly wide. And this is Glenn Smith. Great shots coming out of the chopper here. Now, Glenn's another one. He's just behind this battle with Dean Sumner. A little bit wide, in fact, very wide. He's off the road.
After a DNF on stage 4, Stuart Taylor is back, but taking things cautiously and in 7th place. Dylan Turner had been swapping differential pumps all rally in an effort to trace a fault and finally seemed to have the problem cured, 7th fastest through the stage.
35 left.
Well, Dylan's coming up to the corner where Glenn Smith went off the road earlier.
Double caution, narrow culvert, 3 right.
And you can see why. A double caution from the pace notes there. Very slippery.
Fast crest, long.
And Glenn's definitely off the road. He's out of the rally. Dylan's moved up 1 place.
Brent Taylor was, as always, in 9th place. And Grant Barber moved into the top 10 with Smith's demise. In the Kiwi 2 battle, Aaron Cook had continued his day 1 dominance and led from start to finish.
Now, Aaron in his rookie year, he's impressed a lot of people. Just look at this very smooth driving style he's got. No fuss, straight round the corner, on his way to another Rally Kiwi 2 win.
Dave Strong was much faster on day 2 and so was rewarded with second place. But after a frustrating year, his championship defence is dashed. Another third place to James Holder, though, sees him still in with a chance to take the title if misfortune comes Cook's way at the final rally in Nelson. Glenn Inkster didn't have the form of Saturday morning again and would settle for 4th, but he's still second in the championship. While Reg Cook was 5th for League 2. And the smallest car in the field, Agnes the Ignis, former champ Jason West in 6th. But no finish for Andrew Keeley, who lost a wheel and retired. Just 19 finishes on Leg 2, and Dermot Malley was 13th. Leanne Barnes was 12th. And the younger Malley, Patrick, was 11th. Grant Barber held on to 10th in the Cat Rentals Evo 8. And Brent Taylor brought the oldest car home in 9th. Dylan Turner came home in 8th, the problems of the morning costing too much time.
4 right, 50. Short 4 left, 4 right minus opens, short 4 left, 60.
7th for Stuart Taylor, but second rookie points at least. That leaves the title wide open going into the final round. A disappointing 6th for Sumner. But in the battle for 4th, Hayden Padden was pipped on the line and pushed back to 5th. A gritty drive over the final stage saw Gilmore beat Padden by 2 seconds. Brett Martin did well to finish 3rd again and sets himself up with West in the battle for 2nd place in the championship. That Richard Mason would win the championship was never in doubt after the lunch break.
4.
He knows these roads well and is too good to lose it here.
Go 180. 8 right. Crest 120.
The only question remaining, who would take the 32 points for winning League 2?
And 5 right minus opens.
Has driven brilliantly today, Roger, but it's just a little bit late.
It certainly is a little bit late, particularly for the season and the championship. But Chris West, we've seen it so often. When he's on song, he's just about unbeatable. Great drive today, Chris West.
So West wins the day by 4.6 seconds, but Mason has the crown.
Congratulations, Richard. You retained the New Zealand title.
Woohoo! Awesome. You know, I can't thank everybody enough that's helped us, especially B&T. Greg Horn there's been just a fantastic help, and Sarah for sitting with me. She's had some unfinished business with the co-driver's title, and now she's finally bagged it. So awesome. All our guys that spend hours and hours on our car, no pay here, it's all love. So awesome.
Congratulations, Sarah. You won the co-driver's title this year.
Oh, I'm so happy, It's just a dream come true. It's awesome.
Of course, last year you just missed out because you didn't do a round. It must be good for you.
Oh, it feels so good. I can't wait to party tonight.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, confirming Chris West as League 2 winner from Mason. Martin in 3rd, Gilmore in 4th, and Hayden Padden, the leading rookie, in 5th.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a battle today, and congratulations to Richard. He's done the perfect job this weekend, and his obviously main focus was the championship, and we fought close, and it's been an exciting year, somewhat.
Of course, Richard's won the title, the championship, but you're still in for a chance for second place.
Yeah, it's one more round. There's 2 heats at Nelson, so we'll go down there and enjoy ourselves. We've had a good day today, and hopefully we can follow on to Nelson.
Confirming those points, Richard Mason with a 94-point lead with 1 round in hand and only 72 points up for grabs. But second place is far from decided, just 20 points separating 5th to 2nd. And of course, it's exactly the same for the co-driver point standing. Aaron Cook has a 53-point lead over Inkster and Kiwi 2, so still a 3-way race there. Time now for a splash of Daniel LeBrun to celebrate the champions. Next up, we head to the final at Nelson. See you then.
And congratulations to Richard Mason and Sarah Randall. They had to clinch the championship in that rally because they will be in China for the final round. Now, just before we finish up...